Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new episode of India IT 360's The Tech Tea Podcast. I am Divya Giri, your host and executive editor at India IT 360. Today, we have the privilege of having a conversation with the head IT of Matix Fertilisers and Chemical Limited, Shweta Srivastava. Hi, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Diva. The pleasure is mine. I am excited to be there on this podcast with you.
Yeah. So before I start, I would like to tell my audience that today we are going to talk about women in IT leadership. So, ma'am, before we start with the discussions, can you tell us a bit about your professional journey?
Sure. So I am about 2 decades old in the system, what I can say. And my journey started in the year 2000. And I completed my graduation and I had done my computers, education in computers. And I started as a software developer. So I was doing programming on Microsoft technologies, which was popular at that time. And it was really an amazing journey because that was my passion. And I think it is still ingrained in me. Anytime if I get an access to coding, it really gives me a kick. I mean, nothing else can give me a kick like that. So that was the beginning. I worked as a software programmer and then a team leader and project lead. And I had the good fortune to also be a part of on-site implementation. And there I interacted with business users because as programmers, a lot of time we work in a silo. We're given an assignment and we just solve that problem, but we don't understand the background of it and what is the business utility of that program that we develop. So fortunately, I got that exposure, and I really thank my mentors who had been a great support all this while, entire journey. And they have given me an opportunity to be there at the right time. And then I understood the business, started understanding the business. About 8 years, I did my programming, and post that, I was, absorbed in a founding team of Sahara Hospital. It was a hospital, flagship hospital of Sahara Group, and they had a plan of building multiple hospitals under that satellite hospital which is coming up in Lucknow. So I was in the pre-opening team, and I helped in building the base, the foundation of the IT. IT being the backbone of everything, I got an exposure beyond software programming. So I got an understanding of networks, servers, switches, data center. We built an on-prem data center also at that time, and which was much ahead of its time. I mean, today also, when I look at a data center, it is at par with what we were doing so many years back. And then apart from that, there was pneumatic tube system, there was CCTV system, everything end-to-end IT was driving, and that was a very good learning experience for me. I was there for about 4 years, and then I moved to Fortis Hospital in Gurgaon. Again, a hospital, but the scale was different. That was a much larger group in terms of its expansion, in terms of the patient flow. And that was also one of the very good experience. From there, I felt that it is too much of healthcare, and me being in IT have the leverage that I can obviously explore different industries. So I moved to Safe Express, but the tenure was a bit smaller. For about a year, I was there. And then from there, I got a very good opportunity as a CTO, Chief Technology Officer, for a BFSI company based out of Chandigarh, which is Paul Merchants Limited. And that gave me a totally different perspective because number one, I was leading the complete IT vertical. Second is I was working very closely with the business, and I was able to understand each and every attempt that we make from IT is how is it impacting the business? How is it actually helping in the top line? Um, for 5 years, I was there and I helped them in building their digital platform for travel, digital platform for lending, a completely digital product, which was a prepaid instrument product. That was one of the very big achievement, I would call it. And got an exposure to a lot of other things because the entire economy today is driven by digital. And the government also is focusing a lot on digital payments. That was a very good learning curve again. And from there, I moved to manufacturing. So I sort of have an allergy to comfort zone. So the moment I start getting comfortable, I want to challenge myself. So again, as part of that, I moved to manufacturing, which is JK Cement, based out of Gurgaon. And I was there for a year. And there again, I got a lot of learning in terms of what actually takes to run a business, which is based out of your manufacturing. The entire focus is on production, whereas at the same time, there is a lot of go-to-market strategies that the business has to drive. So the entire cycle was very interesting to learn, and I think I did a fairly good job there. So I was running the digital platforms for influencer management, for distributor management, for Salesforce. A lot of such interactions happened with the business team directly. And now I've moved to, it is still a manufacturing vertical per se, but the industry is different. It is fertilizer and chemical. And this operates very differently as compared to other verticals that I have been there. So this one is largely regulated. Everything is driven by the regulators. However, again, the entire focus is on production, and IT is something that everybody looks up to. And again, I would treat myself as being fortunate to be a part of Matix at the time when it is growing and evolving. And the management has a very keen focus on digital transformation, and they are looking up to IT for extending support to be able to improvise the way we work today and to automate how we produce, to automate how we deliver. So, end to end, the digital transformation is something that we're looking at.
Great, great. It's great to know that you have tried like each and every industry. So it's amazing.
I wouldn't say each industry, there's still a lot to learn.
Yeah, there's a lot to explore more. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, as a woman in IT leadership, what were some of the challenges you faced in your career and how did you go through them to reach where you are today?
Okay, so Divya, I think there are very few leaders, women leaders in technology, which is a sad part of it. And this is the question which we are asked about like every now and then when we meet someone. This is the one question that we are asked. Challenges are many, Divya. IT has not been a very female uh, comforting sort of a environment. IT is very challenging and very demanding.
Hmm.
And when we began, I mean, the peers that I have around me, all of us have one single thing common is that when we began our journey, there used to be handful of women around us working in technology space. I am sure the ratio of women versus men, sorry, boys versus girls who are opting for technology like a BTech or a BCom, BCA was very less at that time. I'm hoping that it would have. I can say also that it has definitely improved, but there is still a lot that needs to be put in. What we see today is that women do opt for technology as a career initially, but due to many other demands and the way our Indian society has been built, they opt out in the middle level of their careers. So again, a very few people reach at the top. Specifically, if I talk about challenges, Divya, it is work timings to start with. There is a lot more demand in terms of investing time and energy because every day there is a new technology that is coming in. So today, when we speak about, we're talking about Gen AI, we're talking about emerging technologies. A few years back, it was analytics and AI. A few years back, there was low code, no code platform. So every few years, there is a new thing that we are all discussing about. And the previous technologies are not getting obsolete either. So we still have to maintain the IT systems infrastructure. We have to run the operations for an organization, but to be able to adapt to the new technologies and then see the fitment with the current organization and the work culture that we have. this needs a lot of time and investment and a zeal to be able to learn new things, to adapt to new things, and to be there. So the biggest challenge that we as a women feel is that there is a lot of requirement outside our professional journey. There would be commitments towards family, there would be commitments towards society at large, and it becomes a bit difficult to juggle. I am not saying that people are not doing it. Women are beautifully managing it, and they're still reaching the top, which is commendable. But these remain the challenges, and especially the biological clock also. So when I said that middle level management, the females to opt out is because they have commitment towards family. They have to take care of, their kids, and that's where most of them opt out. Good part is, again, I would say that a lot of organizations are thinking about having them back. So a lot of opportunities are given for the people, the girls who have taken sabbatical and want to rejoin the career. So where there are challenges, there are opportunities opening up, but still a lot of mindset change is also involved in this entire process.
True, true. So, according to you, how can increasing the number of women in each take leadership roles enhance shaping the future of innovation and fostering an inclusive work environment?
So one important factor, of course, is that everybody has a role model that they aspire to become. you know if we have such women at the top, a lot of women who are either opting to start their career in this field or they're thinking of opting out would get inspired by looking at the journey of people. So I do read a lot, and I have recently read Indra Nooyi's book. So it is so relatable, Divya, that everybody, we may feel that okay, she's Indra Nooyi, or maybe we look up to some other leader, but then they've gone through the same journey, but they had the courage, they had the zeal, they had the enthusiasm to fight back all the challenges and reach there. So if I can get inspired, of course, a lot of younger women who are thinking to enter this field would also get inspired. So if we have more people at the top, more women at the top in the leadership role, we will, of course, inspire people. Other thing is, with respect to technology per se, I would say that I would take this liberty to say that women are much more sincere at work. Given a task, we don't give up. We have, never say die spirit. So we don't give up. If there is a challenge, we definitely find ways to, challenge it back. So that helps in technology because everything has a solution. You just have to put an extra effort to find the solution. So
Yeah.
that's definitely helpful.
Okay. So, can you share a specific example from your overall experience where diversity within your team or organization has helped you in delivering a successful project?
I would say that I haven't been so fortunate, Divya, that I've worked with a lot of women. But definitely in JK Cement, the team that I had, they were some were directly reporting into me, some were not directly reporting to me, but we were working as part of a team, and we had, I would say, 90% women in that, and we had actually delivered very, very critical project. So definitely we bonded like a team, much stronger than anybody else, I would say. And we still remain bonded. Each one of us, we've obviously started from there, but we parted and everybody is working in different organizations. But we know that we can fall back to those people and we can definitely look for solutions if we get stuck in life.
Got it, got it. So, IT leadership is demanding. So, how do you personally manage the work-life balance, and what advice would you offer to other women in tech who are juggling multiple responsibilities?
So I'll speak about myself, how I managed. So I've been fortunate enough to have a family who has been supportive through and through. I come from a family where my grandfather was a teacher. So education has always been the primary focus. We were always under, supervision of our parents that we should be pursuing our education seriously. I don't think we've ever spoken about anything else apart from education somehow. I mean, that was the entire environment, and we used to be very scared of our grandfather because he used to ask us to just get any book and ask questions. My parents have been really supportive. Never ever we believed that we are a girl and we are not supposed to do certain things. Beyond their capacity, they have led us try, evolve, explore whatever possible opportunities were there in the professional career. Uh, we are three sisters, so there wasn't any bias either. Then, whenever I thought of moving to one place to another, so I moved from Lucknow to Gurgaon to Chandigarh to again Gurgaon and now in Mumbai. Never ever I had even a single thought that how will I do it? So this is a belief that comes from my value system, and it I largely attribute it to my parents, the way they have brought us up. Still today, if I have anything that I would want support from, they're there. No questions asked. So family system, I think, keeps us grounded as well as keeps us motivated to try and explore anything that we believe. My suggestion, or maybe I don't know if I can really give an advice. I'm still learning, I would say. But what I would just say is that, and this is not my, original quote I've heard somewhere, heard somebody talking in some interview, and I really got inspired. Is that for women, it is important to show up. A lot of times we think that, okay, let it be. Should I be doing this? Let it be. I mean, I wouldn't go. But it's very important to show up. Once you are there, then half the battle is won. Then there is hardly anything that is left. Because we inherently have this capability of executing things. But to execute, you have to be there first. So when there is a project, let's say, and it is an on-site project, I was about 22 or 23 when I got this opportunity of going on-site, and I was based out of Lucknow. I had to travel to Udaipur and stay there for a couple of months. Uh, Again, I would say that my family did support me. I was there, and you won't believe this was that time when a manufacturing setup did not have a concept of having female on the field. So the manufacturing factory had a software that we were building as part of an IT agency, and I had to do the implementation and on-site training. When I went there, there was not a single female. Even the basic needs of using a restroom and all was a challenge because there was no concept of a women restroom. So those are the challenges that we face, and I'm really proud to have those experiences because that is what has made me what I am today. I can, handle any challenge to any extreme situation because I've had that solid background. So what's important is to show up. I could have easily said, "Oh, I'm a female, I can't stay here, send me back home." But I thought it doesn't matter. We will find a way. And people are supportive. We feel that, oh, people will not support. It's not like that. My colleagues, the customers, they were all very supportive. They made possible certain things which were not there. But yeah, I would just say that show up. Everything else will fall in line.
Yeah. So, has mentorship played a key role in your career development? How do you approach mentoring young women in IT, and what impact do you hope to make through your mentorship?
Absolutely. Mentorship is extremely important, Divya, because as kids, I don't know if I look at kids today, they are well aware, they are informed, and they know how to take decision. But a lot of times we all get confused with a lot of choices available. So at our time, the obvious choices were okay, you take an engineering as a career option, you take doctor, you become a doctor, or you go into the accounts field and become a CA. But today, there are a whole gamut of opportunities that are available. But at the same time, we tend to get confused. What is good for us? Will I be able to see my future there? That's where mentoring takes care of all the confusions. If you get a right mentor in life, you can definitely evolve and your personality will also grow. You will be able to fall back on someone who can give you advice as and when needed. I have been fortunate to have a lot of good mentors in my life. And everybody has contributed something or the other, which is part of my personality today. As a kid, I was very introverted, shy female, and I was scared of talking to people. But thankfully, so wherever I am, I'm meeting a lot of people, networking, which is obviously come from a strong mentorship that I've got all through my journey.
Nice, nice. So, from experience, do you see unique challenges or opportunities for women leaders in IT in India compared to other parts of the world? How can India further support women in tech leadership?
I think India has obviously evolved. The mindsets have changed. But what I say is coming out of my experience of staying in urban cities. Now, rural, I really don't know. I have zero experience, but I still believe that there is a large part of population which is still in the rural areas, and the belief system is still what we had 20 or 30 years back. Gradually, the mindset will change, and when the mindset will change, there will be a lot of women around in the leadership position. And like I've read again somewhere that if you are educating a woman, you are educating a society. So that if comes in as part of our DNA, India can do wonders. We are already doing it. We are at the top of a lot of economies, but there is still a scope for improvement, and it is evident, and it has shown in the past few decades. It will gradually be there, for everyone.
Hmm. So, what practical advice would you give to young women who are entering the tech field today and aim to rise to leadership roles like yours?
My friendly advice, I'm not saying that I have achieved a lot and I am in that capacity. My friendly advice to all the girls who are thinking of taking career in IT is that please don't give up in between. Be firm, determined in whatever decision you take and stand by your decision. There will be obstacles, there will be hurdles. But again, at the same time, there will be solutions also available. Don't feel shy to ask for support. You can ask for support to anyone around you, with your peers, to your mentors, to your family, and help comes in from anywhere. And lastly, be open to learning. There is no end to learning. You'll have to keep evolving, experimenting with new technologies because the field itself is growing dynamically. Unless we grow ourselves, we upgrade ourselves, we'll be obsolete.
While the IT industry is making strides towards inclusivity, what areas do you believe still need improvement to support women leadership fully? What changes would you like to see?
I don't feel that there is a specific area. I think women are strong enough and are venturing in all areas. So I wouldn't say that there is some area which has not been explored by a woman till now. You talk about FMCG, you talk about retail, you talk about manufacturing, um, BFSI, healthcare, everywhere. I have a lot of women that I know in my network, and we've conquered everything. I don't think there's anything left.
Great. So, imagine an IT system could take over all your tasks for a day, flawlessly handling your work. How would you spend your perfect tech-free day off, or would you like to still be curious to check in on the IT's performance, on the AI's performance?
Tough question. So while I would like somebody else to take over my task, but I can't just leave it like that because that's also my passion. It's not just my work, it's my passion. So what I would do rather is I would break my day into 70-30. 30% I will still keep a tab on what's happening. 70% maybe I would spend in reading because I love reading. I would rather want to read, which I'm not able to do lately because of other work commitments.
Yeah, so it was really lovely having a conversation with you. Like you shared your past journey, then how we are working on it today. It was really. Thank you so much for
Likewise.
joining us today. I hope you guys found that discussion insightful and inspiring. Stay tuned for more exciting conversations with industry leaders. And remember to follow us for the latest updates and insights. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more insightful discussions on our channel. See you in our next episode.